What's your name?
It's John Clark with OCAP.
Okay, and what are you doing here today?
There's a demonstration here in support of Geatan Heroux. He works in the street health agency, is employed by an organisation called Neighbourhood Link, and he runs an ID program. He's been informed that he's going to be moved to an administrative office that is out on the edge of Scarborough. And this will totally undermine his ability to intervene and do his important and vital work in this community. And moreover, it's an act of reprisal that was taken up because Gaetan spoke out against some of the very unfortunate management practices, including an attempt to bust the union that exists in street health. And they immediately responded by shipping him out to the other office and getting him out of street health.
Has the union been ratified?
Yes, they're trying to negotiate a first contract at this particular point.
How long has that been going on?
It's been going on for an interminable amount of time. There's a lack of good faith bargaining, and in fact an overt and declared intention to try to decertify the union has even been part of the mix.
And what will happen to the neighborhood here if Gaetan's pushed away?
Well, a very, very important person delivering a very, very important service is going to have his work seriously undermined by being shipped out there. It's going to cost people, it's going to make it harder for people to function, it's going to make it harder for people to get access to the services he provides.
Is this part of this gentrification I keep hearing about?
Well, I think that the underlying what the street health management is doing is indeed an attempt to make agencies much more conservative, much less likely to speak out on the issues, and in that sense it is part of gentrification, yes.
Possibly move the health out to the suburbs and hope that the people will follow.
I think that's fair to say, yeah.
Okay, thanks, John.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
We just actually received a letter from a man who doesn't wish to give his name, but he says, "I'm now living in Thunder Bay, Ontario. I was a street person and a chronic drug addict while I was there. Gaetan was a man I knew and respected for his work at Sherbourne and Dundas area. I have lived here for just over a year, and I would like to state for the record that Gaetan had counselled and aided me on many occasions over the 21 years I lived in Toronto. He was one of the key influences that eventually got through to me. If not for him, I may not be where I am today." And there are dozens and dozens of people who would say much the same thing about Gaetan. You would think that this agency would be doing everything in its power to ensure that his role here in this community is kept up and is maintained, not putting barriers in his way. If you read the stuff that they're putting out today, they're trying to suggest that this doesn't make any changes for Gaetan. Now, I'm a fairly simple soul, so I may be missing something here, but it seems to me that if you locate somebody for administrative purposes out on the fringes of Scarborough, that is going to somewhat undermine the role that they can play at Dundas and Sherbourne. It's a simple, straightforward, logical fact. And it's also true, and it's been spoken to quite a number of times, that what has been the targeting of Gaetan is in the context of the overall targeting of street health itself as a progressive agency and all those people within it who seek to play that role. We've heard of the union busting, we've heard of all the attacks going on. The response is that this is a campaign of disinformation, but I have yet to hear a consistent, clear reply to any of the allegations coming from thoughtful people who have spent years working in this agency and know in detail what is going on.
Health was founded 23 years ago was the idea that people who are providing service to homeless people not to be outsiders who parachute in for a few hours a week and then go back out, but in fact that you stay in the community, that services are located in the community, and that you spend your time in the community, in the drop-ins, in the shelters, walking through the parks, and that is the way that you develop relationships with people over time, and people come to trust you, and this is what made street health services back in 1986 unusual and innovative, and nobody was doing it at that time. And so it's very sad to me to see how much of those basic grassroots accountability principles to the people who started Street Health, which was a group of homeless people in that building over there, how much of that has been lost.
Now, Gaetan claims that he is being relocated because he spoke up for the people who are trying to unionize here at Street Health, and since then Gaetan seems to be part of a much larger issue. There have been a number of firings here. Can you speak to that issue?
I think not only firings, but also a lot of very good people have left Street Health. I think, again, it speaks to the losses that have happened over the last several years here at this organization, the loss of political advocacy, the loss of some important programs like the Hep C treatment program and the crack users program, and increasingly management has become more and more hostile towards dissenting opinions in the workplace and people who voice opinions other than that of the management official line, and so people have been either subtly or not so subtly driven out or left because they can't cope in what has increasingly become a toxic work environment.
Kathy Hartle, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Kathy?
Yes.
And what was your connection with Street Health?
I'm a former Street Health nurse and a former executive director.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Antonioni. For me, Laura, I was seeing Laura this morning, and I was talking to her, and Laura tells me not to go to the demonstration, right? Right? So anyway, not to go to the Old Castle demonstration, what will happen here. And Laura's forcing me not to go. I said, no, Laura, I am staying here to support Geatan to save his job, not to get fired, not to go to Scarborough, long far walk distance. You know what I mean? So anyways, I came back, I told her I'd come back, and I'm gonna keep coming back. So Laura is still forcing me to go away. And in the meantime, I'm not her son, she's not my mother. I'm 50 years old, I can go wherever I want, you know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, and that's what happened. So
Why does she not want you to come? Did she tell you why you shouldn't come?
no. Yeah, I told her why, because I'm just supporting Geatan, not you. She told me not to come here.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, it's right.
And what else did she say?
She says, okay, fine. I won't stop you. Man, in the meantime, but they did it. So at this time, she said that's going to keep on going. Keep on coming. But I mean, that's all I got to say. We are going to support Geatan. We are going to make Geatan stay his job. I'll make sure he's not leaving. So in the meantime, and that's the way it's going to stay. We're going to come and we're going to do this every time it happens.
Okay, Danny, thank you.
You're very welcome.
My name is Angela Connors, and I'm an executive member of CUPE Local 4308. I'm here representing Kelly O'Sullivan, our president today, who wanted to be here but was unable to attend. She has a letter that I would like to read out to you, and it's addressed to the Board of Directors of Street Health. As you know, workers at Street Health organized and joined a union last year, CUPE 4308. There were problems in the workplace, a lack of respect, equity, and fairness. Workers believed that a collective structure such as a union would help to change this. The Board of Directors has begun to take a stronger leadership role in the bargaining process, and it is much appreciated. As you know, there are some matters in the workplace that cannot be addressed due to the legal process being undertaken, but we do want to share with you that we feel your participation has resulted in some progress finally being made in bargaining. The reality, though, is very serious challenges remain at Street Health, and not all those challenges can be addressed through the bargaining process. It's our hope that the Board of Directors will take the same leadership in addressing the serious issues that will remain despite any successful resolution of a collective agreement. A critical step would be to work with Geatan Heroux's employer to ensure he remains in our community and at Street Health. This would work to begin rebuilding relationships and trust that have been so damaged but could still be repaired. We respectfully request that you take that leadership now, before clients and community are impacted by the very real loss of 30 hours of accessible frontline support, access, and service. Thank you.